Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. And today we are going to be diving into something I think a lot of us probably think about a lot, which is where to spend your energy.
Yeah.
We have some pretty interesting source material today. We're mostly going to be looking at Mark Manson's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so the core idea here, I mean, as you can tell, even from the title, is about being really selective with what you care about.
Hmm.
And sort of like letting the rest slide off your back. And our goal today really is to try to pull out the most actionable and helpful insights from this whole philosophy to help you kind of cut through all the noise and all the things that are constantly demanding your attention every day,
Yeah.
and to really try to zone in on what really matters most to you.
Right.
And really, our aim is to try to give you some of those like aha moments that can actually make a difference in your life without making it feel like, you're doing homework or studying or
Yeah,
whatever.
right. Yeah, because who wants to do more of that?
Right.
So I think one of the things that's so interesting about this whole idea of, being careful where you spend your energy is that it really resonates with a lot of people, right? Like think about your own day. Like how often are you running around, mentally juggling all these different things that when you really zoom out and look at the big picture, they're probably not even that important.
Right.
And so Manson's central argument is that, and it's powerful because it's so true, you only have a limited amount of, what he calls flex to give.
Right.
And so you really have to choose carefully where you're spending them. And it's not about, becoming this like cold, uncaring person.
Right.
It's about being more strategic and intentional with where you direct your attention.
And that's a perfect lead-in to this whole idea of strategic indifference, right?
Yes.
Which might sound a little bit counterintuitive at first,
Mhm.
but when you really break it down, it's about making a conscious decision to not care about certain things.
Right.
And I love how blunt Manson is about it. He says, quote, "Stop caring about everything and focus only on what truly matters."
Mm-hmm.
And it's like almost like you're decluttering your mind.
Yeah.
Imagine how free you would feel if you could just let go of all those little dramas and all the
Hmm.
little worries that pop up all the time.
Right. And this whole thing kind of challenges this idea that we need to be positive all the time, right?
I
Like there's this pressure I think a lot of us feel to constantly be striving for more, to be happy, to, engage with absolutely everything. And Manson's point is that, true happiness doesn't come from avoiding pain.
Yeah.
It comes from facing challenges head on and actually becoming stronger because of it.
Right.
And it really makes you think, does constantly chasing this positive state actually make us weaker?
Right. Does it prevent us from actually building up that resilience that we need
Hmm.
when things inevitably get tough?
Exactly. Yeah.
And that ties in really well with this concept of embracing imperfection.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Manson says that nobody is perfect. Mistakes are part of life. Accepting our weaknesses helps us grow.
It's so true.
So just think about all the energy that you probably spend trying to be perfect,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
What if you could just get some of that back
Yeah.
by just accepting that it's okay to mess up sometimes?
Right. And it's not about, lowering your standards or anything. It's just about being realistic.
Yeah.
And I think the real power there is like how much inner conflict that can resolve, right?
Yeah.
When you accept your limitations, you're not fighting against yourself anymore.
Right.
And, that leads directly into another really important part of this, which is taking ownership.
Yes.
Manson really stresses that taking responsibility for your problems is the first step towards improving them.
Hmm.
It's about moving away from blaming other people or blaming circumstances and actually taking action.
Yeah, because once you own the problem, then you have the power to actually do something about it.
Exactly.
And, at the end of the day, all of this comes back to focus. Instead of chasing after all these like flashy, superficial signs of success, Manson's suggesting that we really focus on the things that actually have deep, lasting value. And that really prompts you to think, what really matters to you?
Yeah.
Like deep down, beyond all the external validation and all the, you know, applause and all that.
Yeah. What are the things that really light you up inside?
Right, exactly.
So the key takeaway here, I think, is that by, really being deliberate and conscious about where you choose to focus your care and your attention,
Yeah.
and by, intentionally deciding what things just don't deserve your mental energy,
Mhm.
and by accepting that, you're not perfect, and that's okay,
Yeah.
you can really simplify your life and honestly find a lot more peace. And Manson puts it really well when he says that, quote, focusing only on meaningful things makes life simpler and more peaceful.
And so to wrap things up, here's something to think about as you go about your day.
Yeah.
I want you to think of just one area of your life where maybe you're spreading your, quote, flicks a little bit too thin.
Right.
And what would happen if you decided to dial back your concern in that area and instead redirect that energy to something that you really care about?
Yeah.
It's kind of an experiment.
Yeah.
See what happens when you focus on what truly deserves your limited resources.
That's a great challenge.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. See you next time.
This year.